In the main universe, Spider-Man and the Insomniac Spider-Man are embarking on a joint mission to apprehend a mysterious figure who has been traversing between different universes. The two heroes have endured numerous challenges and are now seeking a dimension where they can take a break and recover in a more welcoming environment. They opt for a dimension that seems devoid of any superhero activities. Then the two Spidey find themselves in this universe's Central Park, and as they stroll along, they come across something quite intriguing resting on a park bench. To their surprise, they discover that they have encountered the Peter Parker of this particular universe. He's really perplexed because he thought that people dressed like this typically hang out in Times Square. However, they explained to him that although that's usually the case, today was an exception because they had a very successful day. They empty their pockets, handing over all the money they have to a downtrodden Peter Parker, expressing their desire to share their good fortune. He expresses gratitude and acknowledges that every bit helps, but Spider-Man from Earth 616 is curious about what has transpired. Peter shows them his severely scarred knee as proof and mentions that if this were a scam, it would be on a whole different level, wouldn't it? He goes on to explain that his life changed forever during his high school years when he was living with his aunt and uncle and their home was invaded by a robber. In a desperate situation with no money at hand, tension hung heavy in the air as the burglar's frustration grew and fear of violence loomed. Then Pete's instincts kicked in and he boldly launched himself at the intruder, attempting to disarm him. This selfless act, born out of a hero spirit, was aimed at shielding his aunt and uncle from harm. Tragically, his courageous move resulted in a gunshot wound to his leg. As Pete lay injured on the ground, an unexpected twist unfolded. Uncle Ben, in a protective instinct to shield his nephew, bravely stepped in only to suffer a gunshot wound himself. Peter found it hard to believe that these two individuals in comical attire were unfamiliar with this story. He assumed they must be too young to remember it. However, following the avalanche of medical bills and Uncle Ben's funeral expenses, their financial situation was in shambles. Peter made a solemn promise to Aunt May that he would secure a scholarship, attend college, and eliminate their debt, offering her a better life. Unfortunately, severe PTSD causing him to wake up screaming every night didn't bode well for his academic performance. Eventually, Peter failed out of school. He still sends money to Aunt May whenever possible, and she has moved in with Miss Watson next door. They now receive substantial financial assistance from Miss Watson's prominent actress niece, far more than Peter could provide. He expresses gratitude to Spidey for whatever they've offered and mentions that it will be useful and greatly assist her, that he hands over all the money he has, suggesting it be sent to her aunt, but emphasizes that what she truly desires more than money is to see him. While both heroes understand the importance of pride, Insomniac Spider-Man advises Peter that even if seeing her is difficult now, the regret of not being able to see her later will be far more painful.